Arihom, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 11. Purushottama Yoga. In the last verse, Bhagwan Krishna said, the deluded do not see his presence. HIS, capital S, his presence. When he departs, capital H and capital E, he departs, or stays, or experiences, or endowed with gunas. That is, they do not see the self, the presence of the self in them is. But the one with the eye of wisdom, jnana chakshu, they see. Because self is always present with us. Without the self, nothing is possible. So the man with the eye of wisdom, he will be able to see the self. That is what Bhagwan Krishna said in verse 10. Now verse 11. Yadanto yoginaschainam pasyantyatmanyavattitam yadantopyakrudatmanagam nainam pashyantya chetasaham. Even though this conscious principle, the self, is the closest to us, without which nothing is possible. Whether it is seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, etc. Nothing is possible. But seeing or experiencing this self or the spirit is not easy. It is not easy for all of us. The subjective search for this consciousness within is difficult. It is not uncommon. We hear from many people, sir, I have been doing meditation. People say, sir, I am doing meditation. Morning, 1 hour meditation I do. Then only I start my work. But even after meditation, if you carefully watch, the person will remain the same. Absolutely, there is no change in that person. He sits for 1 hour. He is very, very sincere. No question of his sincerity or honesty. He is doing meditation daily. Sir, I am doing meditation. But the person, if you actually watch, there may not be any change in him. Sorry to say, it is not our duty to see the other person how he behaves, because Bhagavad Gita is to correct ourselves. But if you still see, it is the truth that there is no change. It is a case of many people who really, sincerely, honestly sit for meditation. They do meditation daily, but they are not successful. They may also internally have this question: why I am not successful in my meditation? What is wrong with me? Bhagwan Krishna answers them in the second line of this verse. Yadantopyakrutatmanaha nainam pashyantya chetasaham. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, mere effort is not enough in any field. A certain type of mind is required to make the efforts meaningful and successful. Bhagavan Krishna says, there is no doubt they make sincere efforts. Yes, agreed. But they are akritat manaha. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, akritat manaha means they have not gained antakarana suddhi. The mind and intellect is not pure, because they have not led the life of karma yoga. They have not practiced karma yoga. Further, second condition, they are achetasaha, that is lacking in viveka. In the last word is that yadantopyakrutatmanaha akrutatmanaha nainam pashyantya chetasaha achetasaha. They are achetasaha means they are lacking in viveka. The word achetasaha, strictly, directly, if it is interpreted, it means they do not have a mind. This is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says. But there cannot be a person without a mind. Hence, Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, he quotes Adi Shankara, who says this person is a aviveki. He is not a viveki. person lacking in viveka, that is discrimination. So the emphasis is on purity of mind, that is antakarana suddhi, by leading a life of karma yoga and cultivation of the values prescribed by Bhagwan Krishna. The most important thing is, Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, it is inquiry. All false values and improper attitudes are due to lack of understanding. He says, listen to Shastra and lead the life of Karma Yoga as prescribed by the Shastra. Or Bhagwan Krishna. Bhagwan Krishna has been saying this Dharma from the beginning of chapter 2. Swami Chinmayananda says, for meditation, Bhagwan Krishna insists two main conditions. One is purification of mind. Mind is always agitated by one or the other desire because of its selfish nature. We want to acquire, possess, and enjoy to the exclusion of the whole world. Whatever you take, I want to have it. Let the world die. I am least bothered. That is our nature. We are attached to so many sense objects. So, first, mind should be calmed. It has to be made calm. Unagitated mind is the first requirement for meditation. This is what Swami Chinmayananda says. That is the first condition. Second condition is intellect has to be properly tuned to understand the nature of self. You have to tune your intellect. Calm mind is not only enough. Intellect also should cooperate. The doubts of the misty mind that veil the perception of self must be removed. It should be cleaned. Yajnavalkya says, it is Shavana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. These three are very, very important. Here, then meditate. If these two adjustments are not properly accomplished through practice of Bhakti Yoga, that is living the values given by Bhagwan in Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means what we are thinking is different from what Bhagwan Krishna is saying. Some 20 values have been prescribed in Bhakti Yoga. Living those values and leading the life of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga already, we are all experts. Whether we are doing it or not, we know what is Karma Yoga. So, these two adjustments must be made. Then Bhagavan Krishna emphasizes that the mind should be purified. Swami Chinmayananda says, those whose minds are not properly tuned through the practice of self-control of the senses, very, very important, self-control of the senses, who have not abandoned the evil ways of looking at things from egocentric point, that is selfish. We are all selfish. Whose pride has not subdued. Such seekers, however sincerely, honestly, and ardently they may sit and meditate, there is very little chance or no chance of success in meditation. They cannot see the self. They cannot experience the self. Then, who can see or experience the self? That has been given by Bhagavan Krishna in the first line of this verse. Yadanto yoginaschainam pasyantyatmanyavastitam. The yogis, on the other hand, who have unagitated mind, calm mind, who have purified their intellect, who are not achetasaha, these yogis will be able to see the self in the buddhi. They see or recognize the self in the intellect. They recognize that I am the consciousness obtaining in the intellect. That is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, yogis here represent those who would lead the life of contemplation or following the path of Karma Yoga. Swami Chinmayananda says, those who are successful in their attempts in stilling their mind Mind must be calm. That is very, very basic qualification. Agitated mind can never think correctly, properly, and never act properly. So that's a most difficult thing. Any small thing we get agitated. So calm mind is the first pre-requirement. And cleaning the intellect, that is the second requirement of its disturbing desires and attachment. These people will come, these yogis will come to recognize the glory of the self and experience its infinite bliss or beatitude. This is what Swami Chinmayananda says. Verse 11 again.
यदन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितम् यदन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानः नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः.
Next verse we will see tomorrow. Arihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu.
Narayana 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 Narayana